Hello everyone, this is Dr. LaShonda Shaw coming back in again to give a little more commentary about my book. So now I'm on the third section. You see me all dressed up. It is Easter, Happy Resurrection Sunday, but you probably won't get it anyways today, but that's why I'm dressed up. So anyway, so in this section it's called Let's Take a Walk. Now, last time I kind of, went through, the love bombing, and the control, right? And you remember how I said, when you're love bombing, to do this, don't go forward. Somebody love bombing you, like don't run up to it. Because a lot of times, 3 or 4 months later, like I said before, it's a mask, it's gone, and they're doing it for control. And then you're trying to still search for that person you met in the beginning, but it never was them. Well, I could tell that story only because I did it. So being young, I didn't know any better. So when I was getting all of this love, which I thought was love attention, I went toward it. So now at Let's Take a Walk, I am now home from Hampton University. I have now graduated. So now that I have graduated, that means this person now has more access to me. Now, he tried to have access to me while I was away, but that's very hard. I mean, I'm in Hampton, Virginia, right? So now that I'm home, things start to kind of, get more intense. But now, like I told y'all, that 3, 4 months, but now I'm in it. I just left out of that honeymoon phase, right? Now I'm in it. Now I'm starting to see little stuff, still not fully, because you have to understand this, right? Even when someone has the wrong objectives, if someone literally just starts out when you first meet them and it from the beginning, most people ain't going to deal with that person anymore. So it has to be a progression slowly to get you in there. So I'm about there now, right? So when Let's Take a Walk, it literally is, I was at his grandparents' house, right? And his mother said to me, she said, let's take a walk. So I'm walking down this little country street and we're passing by houses, and she turns to me and she says, has he ever hit you before? And I looked at her like so strange. I said, hit me? I said, no, it was weird. And then we kept walking. Now, the thing is this. Mothers usually always know. Not always. I mean, I don't know what kind of relationship you may have with your mom, but mothers usually have your best interest. But your mother know you, right? So instead of really taking heed of it, like I said, I'm in it. And I'm like, no, he ain't never tried to hit me. She's telling me something, right? She knows him. He has to have done this before. He's had to. Because why would she ask me that, right? So LaShonda now, right, if, a mother tells me, has he hit you? Oh, you ain't gonna worry about me no more. You see what I'm saying? But I was younger and didn't know any better. I'm thinking, oh, but he hasn't hit me, And see, that's the issue. Because now I'm in it. Mama just told me. Mama just said, has he ever hit you before? So she knows what it is, right? But I'm so in it, and I'm still, he's still so sweet and he's so nice that I'm not catching heed to what his mother was saying. There's always warnings, right? There's always warning signs. But see, the issue is a lot of times when you're love bombing, they want you kind of like to their self, especially if they're controlling. So you're not usually seeking outside counsel, because the game is this. They want you just to themselves, because if you tell somebody else this stuff, they'd be like, are you crazy? So you keep it like that. So I didn't tell anybody their mama said that they, asked me if he ever hit me, because they would be looking at me, are you crazy? What do you think that means? So even when you're in it, right, and even when you can't see it, you have the blinders on, you make sure you still have counsel with someone, outside of you that can really tell you what it is. Like, never get to a point where someone has you so like this that you can't talk to anyone, because you're in it, so you're not going to see it. There's no different than how you can be in a bad situation, right? And somebody else could be in a bad situation, right? And you can tell them so quickly, I believe him, I'll do this and that, but you're not doing it yourself. You see what I'm saying? So it's on the outside. So that's exactly what you have to do. So if you take anything from this, like I said, I don't want to give too much about this, but watch the warnings, right? Keep talking to people. Keep talking to people. Till next time.